What is up, world? You are in tune to the Know It All podcast. And of course, you got your usual suspects. It's myself and Big G. Big G, how you doing this week, man? How are you?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Ready to get this podcast in. We done transitioned over to the NBA, college basketball, draft stuff, baseball. It's so sports ain't dead. It's just revving up in a different direction. So let's keep it moving and let's go.
Definitely. And Take Boy Fresh, man, how you doing?
Ma, what's up? What's up, Ma? Big G. It's an oxymoron calling you Big G because you my little fella.
Please, man. Man, he keep that little fella mess up, man. And this dude ain't but like 3 weeks older than me, man. He can't call me a little fella because he got me by 3 weeks. His birthday's the 4th, mine's the 26th. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Speaking of birthdays, somebody got a good one coming up in a week or so.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, man, definitely, we got this. Go ahead. We had this comment that I felt we needed to go ahead and share. B-Dirt talking about DraftKings got 350 that we'll be on time. We were, so I guess you won if you bet on the over. You won. Definitely. Robert Thompson says, "What's up, fellas? What's up, Tate? What's up,
Bob Thompson, man?
The homie BT, the baddest, coldest left-handed dude I grew up with shooting that hoop, man.
Yeah, he was nice.
Hey, man, look, we first and foremost, household business, man. We'd like to thank you guys for liking and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. So that we go live, you'll definitely get those notifications, man. And if you got a TikTok account, make sure you connect with us there, man. We're trying to get it over 1,000 so that we could go live, man. Definitely do that for us, man. And we're about to get this whole thing started. And we're also available on Twitter. So if you're on Twitter, you don't want to get off, you can definitely check us out there, man. But we're about to get this thing started. But before we get into that, man, let's get into that. And man, we got a lot to talk about. Like Big G said, man, we're just making that transition over to another sport, man. And definitely we always have culture stuff to talk about. So, man, we got a full show, full slate today, man. Big G, start us out, man. Where we going, man? You point, I'll direct.
Man, it's right now, it's all about the All-Star game that's going to be jumping off in about an hour and a half. So, I think we need to get started with that whole Know-It-All's All-Star rendition, what we think about what happened on Saturday night and all whatever else. So I'm lobbing it up to the fellas. Y'all do what y'all do, man. Let's start
first
with
of all,
the
let's go
skills
ahead
spot.
and talk about the skills competition, which to me wasn't skill. I mean, listen, I'm gonna tell you, usually I'm like, wow, but Utah, I'm gonna tell you, man. I mean, it was, without the big names in it, it just didn't feel right to me. I will say I felt bad for Jason Tatum. He took too long to get off threes. He may be deadly and accurate in the game, but he takes too long for that type of competition. And there was a couple of people like, I mean, man, what's my God, Julius Randle, what were you doing? Like, for real, like, Sean got a new house. Sean and Tate got new carports and garages out of what you was doing. That brother shot nothing but bricks. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, he shot so bad his little son was crying.
Hey,
you ain't see that?
What you call a shot worse than him, though?
Hey,
Herder for Sacramento, he shot worse. And he's supposed to be a three-point expert.
Listen, let me tell y'all something, man. It was bad. And I did see the son crying. That was bad. Like, for real, you're never gonna be able to live that down at your house, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? What you gonna tell your son? Now you need to learn how to shoot. And you didn't. I mean, come on, man. For real, like you really went up there and choked. It takes a lot. I'm not gonna lie. It takes a lot to get. It's just you out there.
Julius Randle, a Texas boy, ain't he?
He a Texas boy.
That's how they shoot in Texas.
No, they ain't how we shoot in Texas.
Building straight cribs, straight cribs, just building mega mansions.
Hey man, I was sitting over looking. I'm telling you, but for real, it take like Kenny was saying before when he was talking to Kenyon Martin Jr. about the dunk contest. He said it's just you out there. He said it's different on the other times because you got your teammates to fall back on. He said, but no, I mean, now it's just you walking out there on the court. And man, I'm gonna tell you, but Dame Lillard shot the lights out. Definitely shot the lights out. I was trying to find video on that. I couldn't catch any video, but I'm gonna tell you, he shot the lights out. And I was happy about that. I was happy to see somebody with precision who was a marksman out there actually getting them up. But the biggest news from yesterday, I think since MJ, since Dominique, since what's my two young fella, Aaron Gordon and Levine, this is probably the best contest we've seen in a long time. Well, a single dunker changed his stars. And before the actual dunk contest, Shaq was telling him, he said, hey, man, you can make a name for yourself right here. You could build a career off this dunk contest. And definitely Mac McClung took his opportunity to do that, man. Mac McClung, here's his first dunk. Let's check out his first dunk, man. So his first dunk, he sets it up. I thought this was original. It's crazy to watch. Wow. And the boy, you're going to see it again in slow motion. Why the dunk was so cold. Of course, you saw, a whole bunch of fans out, and then you find the ultimate fan here in just a second. You're going to see it. You'll know what I'm talking about. There she is, the ultimate basketball fan. But watch this dunk in slow motion, man. Watch this dunk in slow motion. This makes no kind of sense. Grabs it out the back. This makes no kind of sense, man. That's what you call bunnies. And the man is just barely 6'1". Barely 6'1". Tay, what'd you think about that first dunk?
The first dunk in real time, I thought it was a good dunk, but until they showed it in slow motion, I didn't see the tap off the backboard. So once I saw that tap, I was like, ooh, 50.
Yeah, 50 piece. What about you, G?
Well, I agree with what you was talking about, Ma, saying that like this young cat might have salvaged the dunk contest because I and my personal feelings going into it, it was like if we don't have somebody come out of this that has the potential to carry it for 2 or 3 years, they might kill the dunk contest because we ain't had a good one since Levine and Aaron Gordon. Now that was the ultimate matchup, but
that was ultimate, yeah.
But that youngster, but let me say this too. There was 2-3 of them jokers on that dunk contest that had super hops. That kid for the Pelicans could jump out the gym, and that kid for the Knicks could jump out the gym too.
Trey Knight, what's his name? Trey?
I thought it was Murphy or something like
Trey
that.
Murphy. Trey Murphy.
And the kids for the Knicks, that boy, he was ridiculous how high his head was over the rim.
No, listen, he's from Texas. I've been seeing him do that for a while, man. He played at the University of Texas. And the brother just put his whole face over the rim. I mean, if he'd have dunked it with his head, that would have been original. I mean, but he's 9 foot tall. So, I mean, being that tall, it's hard to really sell a dunk being that tall.
KJ Martin was nice too. And I felt like the KJ Martin kind of stole his own thunder from his dunk because he missed 1 or 2 on the first chances.
Bad passes.
Bad passes. Yeah. I hate to talk about the fan, but what was Jermaine Tate doing out there throwing passes, man?
Man, hey,
he was at Ohio State, couldn't throw a pass, couldn't shoot. I mean, he's a good scrappy player, but he's not a passer.
Hey, man, but if you need somebody to throw a dime, you need your first team point guard. If you ain't got one on your squad that can throw a dime, you better go recruit one. You better go holler at Chris.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to get money.
I give you 10.
Get money at this point.
I give you 10. Throw me a lob, dog.
Yeah, man. Get out of here. Trash.
Yeah.
Here's the second dunk, man. The second dunk I thought was super original as well because it almost looked like he paused in the air. Check out the second dunk. It is second dunk. He grabbed it.
Ooh.
And I mean, again, you didn't get a chance. It was so fast at the very beginning, you didn't get a chance to appreciate it. But he caught it, double clutch, and then popped
He
that
triple. That's a triple clutch, ain't it?
That was a double. Watch. Here we go.
One down, one up, one down, one back up again.
Look at his head.
Ooh.
I mean, Mac McClung, man, that makes no sense. So you gotta let's put some gravity on this. Mac McClung can actually ball. He can't just jump. I mean, he could ball. He's a bucket in the G League.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
He from out here in the DMV. I get to claim some now.
Yeah, he from VA, man. He broke all of Allen Iverson's records and JJ Redick. You know you can score when you break JJ Redick and Allen Iverson's record.
They said he was doing that in high school. They said dunks like that and crazy stuff.
Oh, no,
he was doing stuff like that in the game.
We got footage, but we got footage, but we ain't sharing the footage right now of the high school dunks. Definitely, Robert Thompson said every dunk he did never been done before. Well, I mean, we've seen versions of it, Robert. We've seen versions of it. I mean, but not the way he was. He's flying. The young man's barely 6'1", barely.
I mean, let's be direct and transparent though. I mean, a lot of the hype and excitement was honestly because he's a white dunker, right? We got to admit that.
A little white dunker. A little white dunker. Yeah.
I mean, I would say to me the excitement was because of his height. I mean, I've seen like Jordan.
I still think the whole white men can't jump and all that. It played a part in. We haven't had. I don't recall a white slam dunk champion since Brent Berry.
That's it.
Yeah,
like 95.
Okay, so let's say for the All-Star weekend, yeah. But there's this kid, professional dunker named Jordan. I forget his last name. KnoItAllZ listeners, help me out. But this kid is crazy. I mean. He got bunnies out of this world, and he's a white guy. Him being white don't have nothing to do with his ability to dunk. He proved he can dunk, but I'm saying that's like a novelty in the slam dunk contest. We don't typically see that. Is all I'm saying. Slam dunk contest, you are absolutely.
And then
6'1".
Yeah,
Karl Malone ganked the Trey Murphy dude with a 46. I don't know what his old country bumpkin tail was looking at.
Let's not bring up the scourge that Karl Malone is. I don't even want to talk about Karl Malone. I got so many bad things to say about him. So, and my mama always taught me if you can't say nothing good, don't say nothing.
Ain't Karl Malone from Texas?
No, he is not.
I know he's from Louisiana.
Yeah.
we would never claim him if he was. We get him out of here. Here's the third dunk, man. Here's that third dunk, man. Let's check that third one out. Let's see here. Here's the third dunk showing off some of his handles. And he did it.
That was the best one to me. He said it's over. He did his Vince Carter. He was a showman too, though.
Yeah.
That's that 540, man. He did a 540, and yo, I'm gonna tell you something. That's a heck of a dunk, man. That's a heck. I just gotta see it one more time. That's a heck of a dunk. Watch this tape.
Hey man, and you know what he did different than everybody else? He made all of his first attempts.
Yeah.
That goes a long way too.
A long way.
Lisa Leslie ganked him. Oh, not Lisa Leslie. Whoever the female. Lisa Leslie. Yeah, she ganked him with the not giving him the 50.
Hey.
That boy went 50 across the board, man. She robbed him of a one dunk not being a 50
Ooh,
score.
That's a pretty girl right there, boy.
They all should have been 50.
Tiffany, she said this was the best one. Definitely love it. Love it. I'm going to tell you, when it comes down to it, bro, I think what Big G said, he kind of saved the dunk contest.
For sure.
He kind of saved it, and he's already committed to come back. So
yeah, I mean, saved is strong. I mean, he certainly re-energized it though.
Yeah.
And then if they could get somebody like Ja or Zion to be in the next year, we talking about major ratings. I don't understand why some of these stars don't get in like they used to back in the old days.
Ja definitely should get in.
Can I tell you why the stars don't get in it?
Because they don't want to lose.
Exactly. They pampered and they babied and they get loaded up front. You got to remember, The dunk contest was designed to help save the NBA. Between the ABA and NBA merger, because Dr. J and them brought that over from the ABA. They marketed the dunk contest, the 3-point, the All-Star weekend to help save the NBA. That was Magic and Larry Bird's whole mindset and ideology. Let's hype this thing up so big that it becomes must-watch TV. And so they made all the events to go along with it to save the NBA. Now they coming in and it's like the car's already built for them. All you got to do is stick the key in the ignition, turn it, and go. You know,
Agreed.
so
and
now
the stars are out. You got the stars out. You got the best of the best. Everybody in the league is there. So I mean, why not do it? Go ahead, Tate.
Hey man, I just want real quick. I want to ask y'all a question, and I want to say I want to shout out to that's my cousin Tiffany P. That's why I say, ooh, look at that pretty girl out in Cali. She behind you, Mod. She hours behind. We talk about your time always messing us up. She way behind. Way behind the Texas time. But nah, do y'all? I Big G, I know you is because you my little fella. Because y'all old enough to remember Terrence Stansberry. He never won, but he was a beast.
Hey, I'm gonna ask you a question. What was the first team he was in the dunk contest with?
Indiana Pacers, right?
What was the second team he was in the dunk contest with?
Oh, you might got me there. I'm gonna say Seattle Supersonics, but
there you go, Tate. There you go.
It was?
Land the ship. Seattle Supersonics, Terrence Stansberry, both squads in the dunk contest for sure.
Yeah, he was a beast, though.
I don't remember Terrence.
Because Mod is the little fella.
Mod the little fella. You're not old enough to remember Terrence Stansberry.
Terrence Stansberry was a monster, man. Monster.
Tiffany says, I didn't know that history about the dunk contest.
Hey, cuz, tune in every week and listen to the KnoItAllZ. You always take something away.
Get to take something away. So, you know, tonight, All-Star game, you know, street ball, you know, it really is not going to get interesting. So, you know, the last half, the third game, I'm excited to see that. You know what I'm saying? That's when them brothers start playing for real, for real. He said he had the Robert Thompson said he had the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah. BT old enough to remember it.
Yeah. We might, you know what? We might have watched it together, like the next day sitting in all school, everybody in the hallways chopping it up, talking about what they seen in the dunk contest. I think I remember that conversation. That might have been
you couldn't watch it unless you had a VCR and y'all.
No. The All-Star game used to be broadcasted on TBS. The All-Star Saturday.
What I'm saying is you couldn't watch it again after it happened unless you had a VCR.
Oh, you know we was dubbing. You know we was dubbed. We dubbed. You know, we was, you know, we did what we had to do to make sure we had dubs of everything. That went down for sure all the time.
I couldn't find that in your Apple Music.
She said, I will always miss y'all. Me and Auntie watched y'all yesterday, the contest. So look, like I said, I'm looking forward to the end of that. But man, let's kind of downshift a little bit, man, and let's go ahead and jump over here into, you know, some of the moves that are actually happening. The first move that we got word from, and y'all excuse the picture, best one we can find here. This move, this is the one that really kind of blew my mind here. Kevin Love to Miami, to the Heat. Let's talk about this, man. Let's talk about it. Gee, tell me what you think about this one.
A trash move. It was a trash move. It was trash. You know what? He ain't getting no chip in Miami. He should have went ahead. The smart man, he should have went ahead to Phoenix. He should have figured out a way to get over to Boston. He should have maybe talked to Milwaukee, figured out he could have given them about 12 minutes. Maybe even the Denver Nuggets. Maybe I'll give you 10 to 12 off the bench. But how you going to leave a team like the Land and then go to a team that's worse than the Land? He ain't going to help Miami get no chip. Miami ain't going to see no parts of the Eastern Conference Finals. So I don't get it. I understand the buyout. I understand the market. I understand what they're doing with veterans. I get all of that. But that was a trash move, Kevin Love. You should have stayed in Cleveland. You got a better chance to get a chip in the Land than you do in Miami. Miami ain't getting no chip. You can kiss the baby.
Was it the money?
Could be. I don't know. But he ain't getting no chip. That's that. At this point in his career, he playing for chips. That's it.
So what about you, Tate, man? Talk to me. How do you feel about that move?
Man, Kevin Love wanted to play. He was out the rotation in Cleveland. You know, he did good last year, running up 6 man a year. He was doing good the first half of this year. Then he hurt his thumb and he came back and his shooting been off. And he's a defensive liability, so he's not making baskets. He's not really a factor in the game. You can't play him. And he wasn't being played like 12 straight games. DNP, coach's decision.
Yeah.
So he went to management and asked for a buyout. Cleveland respects Kevin Love. They love Kevin Love, no pun intended. But he asked for a buyout. He wanted to go somewhere where he could contribute and play. He picked Miami. Miami's not a bad spot. I mean, I heard that potentially the Lakers were trying to talk to him and the Phoenix Suns were trying to talk to him. I don't know if they didn't offer him a deal or Miami offered a better deal. It wasn't the money because Cleveland bought him out. This last year, his contract was like for $31 million. He played basically three-fourths of the season in Cleveland. Man. So 3/4 of 30 is like what, 24? Yeah, like about 24. So Cleveland already paid him $24 million this year. So anything he get on top of that to finish the year, if he got $4 million and he can go play and kind of market himself for next year, a contract next year, he's benefiting by taking the L now, losing a couple million, but getting to play and prove himself and get another contract going into next year from somebody. Yeah. I think the fit in Miami is decent. I mean, they got a defensive team. You got Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry plays defense. Kevin Love needs help on the defensive end, help defense. He brings shooting and spacing. They got the kid from Michigan. What's his name? They shoot the threes.
Oh, not Kid Gilchrist.
No.
Duncan Robinson.
Duncan Robinson. Yeah. They got Duncan Robinson. Now they got Kevin Love. They got Tyler Hero. They got some shooters. He going to space the floor for Adebayo and Butler. I think it's a good pickup for Miami. He might not be the difference in winning the championship, but it could be interesting because where they at now, they could potentially be playing Cleveland in the first round. Yeah. And Kevin Love can come in and try and get all his get back.
The Sports Casual says, honestly, the Bucks could have used him since they need perimeter shooting, I guess. I mean, Jay Crowder kind of helps them with their perimeter shooting. And I think what Tate said is true. I think Kevin Love knows he gets an opportunity to run down there in Miami, and you prove yourself. You prove yourself, and you can get another deal and maybe go somewhere else. B Dirt says Miami has a bunch of shooters that can't shoot this year. Wow. But let me say this. They shooters mess around and get hot. People are in trouble. You know what I mean? Shooters are streaky, and sometimes shooters go through things, and they can get hot, and they get hot real fast, and then the next thing you know is trouble.
And what shooters always do is shoot.
That's what
they got them boys. We know Kyle Lowry can make baskets. We know Duncan Robinson can make baskets. We know the guy Max Strutz can make baskets. Yeah, they got a lot of dudes that can make. And that's what it is. Tyler Hero can make baskets.
Get a bucket. Yeah, Tyler Hero can get a bucket.
Every now and then, Jimmy Buckets can bang a couple of them in every now and then.
Yeah,
Jimmy Buckets is your guy. He's your.
But the shooters out there around them, so him and Adebayo can work their game. Not necessarily the 3-point game, but getting to the basket, drawing fouls, driving and kicking. So I mean, I like Miami, and we know they well coached and well managed.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on Miami is all I'm saying. You're talking to a Cavalier fan.
Yeah. So y'all need to tell me about this, man. Give me some vantage point about this. This is what I need to know about.
Oh Lord.
This is what I need to know about, man. I need for you to go ahead and take this one away, man. What are we talking about here? Russell Westbrook on the Clippers. Talk to me about this.
Hey, man, Russ to the Clippers. I know everybody down on Russ this year. Not just Russell Westbrook, Russell Wilson too. But Russ is just making a comeback, man. That's what I'm here to say. If Russ go to the Clippers, Tyronn Lue is a better coach than Darvin Ham, more proven, knows how to get his players to buy in and do what he wants them to do. And I think it's a fit. If Russ goes there, we still have turnover Russ, but you're gonna inject that lineup with energy with 28 and 8 a game, easy. Easy to go along with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. I really like the potential of the move. I know everybody think about LA Laker Russ, but I think Russ would be happy to stay home, still be in LA, and stick it back to the Lakers and everybody else has been talking about him. I like this move.
Big G, talk to me about this, G. I mean, I can see your face.
Big G about to trash it out. Throw it out with the trash. I know what he's finna do.
Hey,
let's hear your opinion on this, G.
Man, listen, I'm not saying that these dudes is bums, man. But the move as an organization, as a franchise, man, you officially get the scrub title for your move that you made to add a point guard to your team. Out of all the point guards, you're the team that's got probably the two best wing players combo in the whole NBA. And you add Russell Westbrook, who can't shoot, who doesn't, he can't shoot at all.
Big G.
What's happening?
Kawhi Leonard and Paul George better than Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown?
Two
wings. I'm asking.
In the West, no, they're not. Boston's the best in the East.
Okay.
In the West, two wings. They maybe now that KD and Booker's on the same squad, but in the West they had it. But to add Russell Westbrook, man, no, dog. He don't even fit. Not to me. You could have went and got a seasoned point guard that would have went in and settled it down, took both of those guys off the ball, made sure that they was in their spots and had the ability to get their shot up the way they needed it. Now you got old Trash Brook out there pushing it, man. And I don't see it happening for them, man. Matter of fact, the Clippers is going to struggle a little bit if they even make the playoffs. Because you got to remember, out west, Trash Brook.
What was your name? What was your name for West Brick? That's what you got it?
Trash Brook, West Brick, whatever you want to, whichever way. The boy couldn't hit the broadside of a barn if you paid him. That's all I know.
Russ gonna file defamation suits on you and Skip Bayless.
That's fine. That's fine. If he feel like he got to sue me for my little piece of money, man, then you really is trash.
Yeah, I'm with BT. That's what I'm saying.
The Clippers only need Westbrook to push the pace,
but he ain't gonna do it.
They don't need him to shoot.
He gonna shoot. That's what he do.
Russ hey, Robert. He likes calling his own number. He likes, Russie.
He going down the court like me.
So Ma, you think it's not a good move?
No, I actually think it's the best move they could make right now. I think, if they can get him to buy in, if Tyronn Lue can get him to buy in and not just want to call his own number all the time, and run down the court, Russie time. No, if he could just go down and facilitate and get trash points, like get cleanup buckets, because he rebounds, right? This is a guy who rebounds and he can do that or get layups. It's okay. But if you're just coming down here just throwing up shots, no, don't do that.
Russell be out there like G Money on New Jack City, dog. Talking about, yeah. Hit the ball.
Hey, what about the dude that I forgot his name that passed away that played in Ben Stiller's movie Along Came Polly? He's out there shooting.
Oh yeah, rain dance.
Make it rain. Make it rain.
Make it busting the top of the backboard. Straight up trash, man.
Straight up
trash.
Yeah. But if he could, I think it's a good move if he could facilitate. I agree with Robert Thompson. Thank you for your comment.
Now, when you call Robert Thompson BT, that's BT, man.
All right, BT, I agree with you, BT. Sports Casual says it makes more sense for Russ to go to Miami and the Clippers. But you already got Kyle Lowry. You know what I'm saying? And that's just too many of the same like players. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the same like players. I don't know that I get with that. BT says one thing about that y'all are missing. The Clippers have a proven coach that will know how to get the best out of him and play him only when he's needed. Well, BT, Tate said that. Tate said that Tyronn Lue knows how to get the best out of his players and put them into good situations. So, we kind of all agree here. The only one that think that it's a bad move is Big G. And of course,
on Facebook, Byron Sheldon said that's a good analogy, him looking like out there with G Money talking about yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said it on Facebook. Thanks for the comment, man, on Facebook, man.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, BT, we agree. So I mean, we're just gonna have to. This is one of them things where we can wait and see. Which brings me to my next topic here, man. So I gotta say this. I gotta say it this way. It's a sad state in the NFL where a great offensive mind can't just get a job. Like it's one of them things where, to me, Kellen Moore is worse than Eric Bieniemy. And Eric Bieniemy has won 2 Super Bowls. Say what you want to say, he's won 2 Super Bowls. And I get that everybody is saying that he's benefited from Andy Reid, right? I get that. Understand it 110%. But the problem is how you know it's not the other way around. How you know that he's not the mind force behind it and Andy Reid is just helping. And it's not Eric Bieniemy. So it forced Eric Bieniemy, I think, to make a bad move. And, Eric Bieniemy took this job over with the Washington Commanders. I think the Commanders need another piece at quarterback for him to be able to do some of the things that he needs to do and wants to do. But I think it just forced him to make a bad move. If I was him, I would have stayed. You know what I'm saying? But I understand he wants to be a coach in this league. You guys, I need your help, and I need y'all to decimate and tell me how y'all feel about this, because honestly, at this point, with my mindset and my thought process, it's sad that he had to go this route. Talk to me, man. What you got?
Man, Eric Bieniemy doing what he feel like he needs to do. He needs to go somewhere, separate himself from Andy Reid, and go prove himself. And if they view that he can do that in Washington, he can do that anywhere. I mean, because chances are he's likely going to be playing with Sam Howell. Sam Howell was good coming out of college. If he had came out a year before he came out, he'd been the first round pick. So, and I think it is unfair to Eric Bieniemy. I mean, we got Nagy, came up from Reed, wasn't a play caller. Andy Reid was calling the plays. We got Peterson, came up under Reed. And Peterson wasn't making the play calls. Andy Reid was making the play calls. And we got, I think Frank Reich is from the Reed tree. So all these guys got an opportunity to coach. Wasn't calling plays, coming from Andy Reid. The same thing you want to say about Eric Bieniemy, but you're not giving Eric Bieniemy a job. I mean, so I don't know why he's having. Well, I do know why he hadn't got his opportunity. I'll let y'all figure that out. But so he just felt like he needs to go to Washington. I think there could have been better potential opportunities. I wonder if he had decided he was going to leave, and could he be in Dallas right now? You know what I mean? I think that could be a high-profile fit to let him separate from Andy Reid and go prove himself on his own stage. You know what I mean? But it's Washington. The hike up the hill is a little steeper, but if he get it done, he's going to be validated.
Man, and B-Dirt says Nagy's failures in Chicago hurts Bieniemy. And then he also said, I think he still deserves a shot, but I don't want to gloss over that fact. I mean, honestly, it just, again, and then I got to let G chime in on this, man. I mean, I just feel like regardless, if he does good, if he does bad, I'm just mad that he had to go through this. Like, I mean, it's one of those things where, and I'm not mad, I'm sad that he had to go through this. I really am. I mean, I think he's talented enough to warrant a job. What is it that everybody else knows that we don't? Like, honestly, is there something about Eric Bieniemy's past that we don't know that they're holding him back from? Or is it just that they feel like Andy Reid was his crutch and he bailed him out of a lot of situations? And if that's what you feel, why are we not saying that? Why hadn't that been said? But anyway, go ahead, G. Go ahead, G. Well,
a couple of things. Eric Bieniemy didn't have such a dotted pass like what people think, but at Colorado, Eric Bieniemy got in trouble. I mean, they was bringing kids straight from Compton, California to Boulder, Colorado, And him and Darian Hagan and Kenavis McGee and Alfred Williams and all those guys was out there cutting up. Believe me, no. Trust, I know. Believe me, I know. But the issue with Bieniemy, that's so far in his past. But I want to try to take this in a positive spin, because I know some inside information about this whole line about Patty Mahomes getting to Kansas City. How Patty Mahomes got to Kansas City is that Patty Mahomes' dad and Eric Bieniemy's dad are boys. Eric Bieniemy was on Pat Mahomes from the time he was at Texas Tech. Eric Bieniemy was telling Andy Reid, hey, there's this kid down there that can throw, that's a monster, and we ain't never seen no likes of this kid before. So Andy Reid had never seen Patty Mahomes until he went to the combine. They had put a little film on him and all whatever else. Eric Bieniemy goes to the combine with Andy Reid. Patty Mahomes does his thing. And Eric Bieniemy looks at Patty Mahomes, looks at Andy Reid and says, hey, man, I told you. And the rest is history. They traded up to get that boy. So now I think with him in Washington, I think that you might see some of the same thing. But now more than ever, Ron Rivera is a defensive coach. So he's getting out the whole way on the offense. And I don't think he's going to be stuck with no how. I think that Eric Bieniemy is going to convince the Washington Commanders organization to go all in and trade up for whichever one of these quarterbacks he thinks is the one. So I wouldn't be shocked if you see him jump up for Stroud, if you see him jump up for Richardson, if you see him jump up for Levis, even if you see him jump up for Young. Whatever one, because I believe that Eric Bieniemy has the ability to evaluate quarterback talent. That's the thing that regardless of the play calling or whatever else, Eric Bieniemy was the guy that knew what time it was with Patty Mahomes. Because Pat Mahomes' dad and Eric Bieniemy is boys. They frat brothers. So that's how the whole Andy Reid trading up, because he had never seen my homeboy. So now he gets an opportunity for him to put his stamp on whatever one of these youngsters he think got it. So I think that the Commanders ain't going to stand pat. And I think they're going to go get one of them. I don't know
if
they're going to get one of them.
Commanders go and get Lamar Jackson.
I don't know if he fits that. And the reason why I'm saying is this. The Commanders have offense. Gibson, Brian Robinson Jr., Curtis Samuel, Terry McLaurin, Josh Dotson, Thomas, the tight end out of Virginia Tech.
Jahan Dotson.
They have talent offensively over there. They got a good offensive line. They just got to get the quarterback. So, and to me, Bieniemy is going to make a perfect move by he going to say, look, I want my quarterback. I want to draft this kid. And I don't know which one of them it is yet. I'm leaning towards Stroud. But I think he's going to say, I want this kid, and I'm going to turn him into the next Patty Mahomes. I believe that's what's going to happen. So I look for the Commanders to jump way up in the draft and land the dude that they want at that QB spot.
You're on mute.
They currently at 16, right? That's a big jump.
Huge jump. But if you want him, you got to go get him. If you think he's the one, you got to go get him. I
would like to see C.J. Stroud in D.C. myself personally, because I can root for the home team here then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, I'm starting to. He's a winner, right? He's a winner. Alabama quarterback. What's his name?
Bryce Young.
It said Bryce Young. Escaping me. But bro, he's 191, 6 foot.
Yeah, he ain't 6 foot. He ain't 6 foot. You'll
see 5'10".
5'10".
Yeah.
5'10". He lighting the britches, bro.
Yeah.
He lighting the britches, and it's a professional game. He's a winner though. You can't. I mean, he's a winner. He's a winner. He's gonna win. Tua
was a winner. Baker was a winner. A lot of winners in that college game need to come to the pros and don't do the same.
Right.
Yeah. He's starting to scare me. The more and more I look at draft charts, look at numbers, he get to the combine. I hope he weighs over 200. I really do. I hope he weighs over 200 and he runs the full 440. Then we can all shut up. We can
cancel the 4.4, 4.5, maybe.
I like to see him run.
Richardson gonna run a sub 4.4. He gonna run a 4.4 sub 4.4. Levins might run a 4.4 too. 4.48, 4.49. Them boys is fast. They ain't slow.
What CJ Stroud gonna run?
Probably about a 4.58, 4.57. which is respectable.
I think he's gonna run like a 4.64.
No, 4.58, 4.57.
4.65.
Well, I think the combine starting next week, right?
Yeah, well, the preliminaries for the combine, but actually running into it is in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So Pete Game, we got other quarterback news that we want to talk about. How about this one? Derek Carr in Jets uniform. How are we feeling about that?
I love it. I think Derek Carr is the piece. I think if Derek Carr goes to the Jets, they're in playoff contention. Matter of fact, they ain't contention. Well, let me say this. I'm gonna stop saying playoff contention. To get to the playoffs, you got to win your division. In order for you to win your division, you got to have a guy behind center that can look the rest of them dudes in the division and be like, look, dog, what time is it? And I think Derek Carr can look every other quarterback, including Josh Allen, in that division and ain't going to be scared and be like, okay, bring it. Because he got all the weapons in the world. He got 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, and a killing them defense. Love the move. If he goes to the Jets, they're in division contention to win the division without no ifs, ands, buts about it.
Tate, what you think?
Once again, Big G got an opposite take of me. If Derek Carr go to New York, what he gonna see is what he's never seen in his entire career on a regular basis, and that's the cold. He been in Fresno State, he been in Oakland, he been in Vegas inside the dome. He ain't never been up there. I mean, I saw him play 2 games in the cold. Last 2 years, he lost to Cincinnati in the playoffs last year in the cold in Cincinnati in January. The Franco Harris game that just played just December, he played in Pittsburgh. He lost that game. I have no belief in Derek. If Derek Carr want to compete at the level he wants to compete at, he need to go to Carolina or Tampa or somewhere like that. Going up to New York is not going to be his cup of tea.
I think New York is the best fit for him, or the Miami Dolphins. It's either the Jets or the Dolphins. He has the skill set to make every one of those either one of those teams better. He's got the skill set. You know what I mean?
Has Derek Carr ever won a playoff game ever?
No.
Do you know his record? He like 25 games under 500 as a starting quarterback.
Correct.
I don't know. I mean, he's a good quarterback. I don't know where there's all this belief like Derek Carr gonna come in and take somebody to the playoffs.
I mean, maybe we're saying you're saying that he has empty yardage. He has a whole bunch of empty inflated yards. But I mean, he's been one of the top quarterbacks in the league for 4 or 5 years as far as yardage is concerned.
So why the Raiders get rid of him?
He's not a winner. He hadn't been winning. I mean,
I don't think that's why the Raiders got rid of him. I think it's a cultural issue with the Raiders. To be honest, the Raiders are one of the most confused franchises in
I mean,
NFL.
they got rid of everybody though too.
Yeah.
So I mean, we could say that. I mean, the Raiders done got rid of everybody. Mac, Cooper. I mean, they just trading and then they all of the draft picks that they done lost. Ruggs, it's a lot. The Raiders,
Devontae Adams lightweight might want up out of Las Vegas because the deal was, okay, you bringing in my boy, we're gonna try to get this thing done. And after 1 year, the upper level management, because they got a high pick, it's like we're moving in a different direction. All because they got a top 10 pick.
He'd be okay if they replaced Derek Carr with Aaron Rodgers though.
And Las Vegas,
yeah.
I think Aaron Rodgers would be a cancer in Las Vegas.
Okay, but Devontae Adams would be okay because he knows that guy. He get his numbers up. Is all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
And I think Aaron Rodgers will do better in Vegas than Derek Carr do in New York.
I don't know about that. I think the Jets got the culture. The Jets have the culture, in my opinion, for real. They got all the young culture.
Okay, the Raiders have made the playoffs since the last time the Jets. I think the Jets might be one of the longest standing teams without a playoff appearance.
But Tate, to be honest, if they would have had any semblance of a quarterback, would they have made the playoffs last year?
Yeah, they would have.
So if they had Aaron Rodgers, they'd have made the playoffs.
They win the playoff. They go to a playoffs.
any semblance of a quarterback. I'm talking
No,
about.
I mean, forget they didn't really even need a quarterback. If their running back doesn't get hurt,
yeah,
they're
Brees
in the
Hall.
playoffs.
Brees Hall. Yeah,
Yeah.
but even without that, if Brees Hall goes down, they blew it at the end because they couldn't get a quarterback, a guy to go out there and play quarterback. All they need is a dude to right the ship. He don't got to throw no 300-yard games. He just got to be 250, 2 touches, no picks, and manage the game. And that's a perfect fit for Derek Carr. You ain't got to be the hero. You're going to make some outstanding passes, you know.
B-Dirt said if I was Carr, I'd be sprinting to the NFC South.
Yeah.
I get it.
And two of the teams I said was Carolina and Tampa, the 3 teams
Carolina
I said.
and Tampa, yeah. Carolina and Tampa. But we also got another one. We don't know where this guy's going to end up, but man, if he ends up down there at the Dolphins. Ooh, wee man. Ooh, wee man.
Lamar, he ain't going to Miami. They ain't going to Miami. He ain't going to Miami. Look, Lamar Jackson is going, if he gets traded anywhere, he's going up at the Atlanta Falcons.
I think Atlanta too. I think Atlanta's going to be a landing spot for him. Culturally, it's everything he wants and needs. They got the money to pay him. You know, I mean, for real. Like,
what was Lamar Jackson labeled? Mike Vick 2.0.
Yeah,
that's what he was like. So and it's close enough to where he's from, Dade County in Miami. So he went to Miami Northwestern High School. So So it's close enough to where, like you said, and the culture of Atlanta, they would market him like you haven't seen a player marketed in Atlanta since Mike Vick.
Nobody's business. That boy he would be the king of Atlanta. If he went to Atlanta, he would definitely be the king of Atlanta. They would love him like nobody's business. He was, I mean, for real. Like, so if Tate, I'll say it like this, because you ain't never been to the South like this. The Saints are a phenomenon in New Orleans. I mean, and are all around that area. They swell when they're winning. Saints fans feel all the way into Texas, right? So it's like that the Saints is you see who that everywhere. I mean, for real. If he went to Atlanta, that's exactly what would happen in Atlanta. They would swell, and you would see all of the dirty birds who you ain't seen in years come out the woodwork, and he would be one of the biggest marketing things that they've had in Atlanta for a long time. And would he improve the franchise? Absolutely. I think, they would probably own that division at that point. Not saying that that's much, but I'm just saying they would be the tops in that division with Lamar Jackson. The running game is improved because they got a running back. They have a tight end in Kyle Pitts. They got a receiver over there. All they would have to do is get another one. And I'm going to tell you the truth. At this point, they would have the money and the capital to do it. And like I said, that franchise, Atlanta, the South, everybody would be losing their mind. So, yeah, man, I'm going to tell you, that would be a dope move. That would be the best move for Lamar Jackson if it was me. I would definitely chunk it.
What was you telling me? We was talking a couple of days ago about Lamar. What was you telling me about Lamar, man? And you were saying what would be good or where he could fit in better. Was it you telling me it was about the Colts? I can't remember what you was telling me, man. Somewhere about Lamar.
We were talking about the potential trade scenarios.
Yeah.
Like where does Lamar go? Do the Bears trade Justin Fields and keep the first pick and get more draft picks? Mm-hmm. Could Lamar Jackson go to Chicago? Is it better to go to? We're talking about a whole bunch of different stuff. Yeah, so there's really no one thing. I agree with what he said, that there would be a groundswell of support. But I mean, imagine if he went home to Miami though, like the graphic showed.
Ooh.
What do you do with that speed? Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Lamar Jackson. What's the running back name? That came from Chase Edmonds.
Jeff Moser.
And Mostert. Yeah. Raheem Mostert. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's literally a track team.
Yeah, 4x100.
4x100. They'll get whooped because we talked to Coach Dennis Mitchell, the Olympic coach, about difference between track and football. Had him on as a guest a few weeks back. But that would be the fastest offensive skill players in the league if they ran a 4x4.
Yeah. It wouldn't even be fair. And they got a solid tight end, and was Skalinski or whatever his name is too. So they got weapons all over the place.
They would They would be the don't blink offense.
I know you butchered his name. I can't even think of it. Dude from Penn State.
Yeah, Galinsky or something like that.
All
All I know is he got froze out. He got froze out by Tua because prior to Tua, he was catching the ball all over the yard. But last year he got froze out lightweight because he was going to Hill and going to young fella Waddle from the what you call it? Tate, you muted, bro. What you said? He muted.
Yeah, no, he'll come back. I think he's looking to see. I'm
going to say Gitsky. That's what Peter said.
Yeah, he said Gitsky is a free agent. Yeah, I'm just going to tell you, there's a lot of moves in the NFL that is going to be made.
Gesicki.
I said Gitsky. I said Gitsky.
So there's a lot of moves in the NFL that's going to be made, but right before or right after the combine. And, honestly, those moves I think are going to surprise a lot of us, man. And I mean, if you ask me, I think the better move for Lamar is not Miami. I think the better move for Lamar is Atlanta, but he would probably win sooner in Miami. He would win sooner in Miami than he would in Atlanta. But I think Atlanta has everything he needs to finish the rest of his career, and I think they would always pay him. So, I mean, honestly, in my mind, that would probably be the better bet. I mean, because your shelf life as a quarterback's not that long. In the NFL, I mean, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, all of these are enigmas. They don't happen often. And so it's like in the way that he plays the position, I would like to see him win fast, and but I'd also like to see him get paid. So,
there ain't nobody in the NFC that can stop him. I mean, really, at that quarterback one position, if he goes to the NFC, who the best quarterback in the NFC? Especially if Aaron Rodgers bounces. If Rodgers bounces, who the best quarterback? If Lamar Jackson goes to Atlanta and Aaron Rodgers bounces and goes to the AFC, who is the best quarterback in the NFC?
Well,
Lamar Jackson. I say it's Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott in that order.
Yeah,
I was going to say he still got some quarterbacks to deal with, and if they get help, I mean, it's a whole other thing. And we still don't know where the other piece is going to fall. We still, and I believe it's going to fall in New England. Definitely we're going to have the old quarterback going back home to New England to be with the Evil
Jimmy G
Empire.
going to the Patriots?
Man, I believe Jimmy G is going to end up at the Patriots with the Evil Empire. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
he's NFC southbound. Yeah, I don't know which one of them NFC South teams.
I'm telling you,
he's NFC southbound.
It's so easy. It's one of them things where he could just take this piece, put it in, and automatically he's contending for the AFC.
Well,
you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
McDaniel not there no more. I mean, I think they sold on Mac Jones. They got Bill O'Brien coach Mac Jones at Alabama. I think they brought in Bill O'Brien for Mac Jones.
Yeah, that's exactly why they brought him in to coach him up. But that's why I said Jimmy G NFC South.
Jimmy G go to Vegas if they can't find a way to get Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I can see that too, and I can see AFC West, but definitely NFC South. I can see him being a transitional quarterback. They draft a kid, have Jimmy G for 2 years. He's the transition guy.
Well, like I said, you guys, we talked about we hit on the All-Star game briefly. I said, definitely the end part of the game is what I'm looking to see. I never heard you guys' thoughts on that. What are you guys' thoughts on the All-Star game tonight? I'll start with you, Tate.
Well, yeah, I mean, bring it back to the All-Star game for predictions and for I want to know the predictions. Who you think going to be the first pick? Because they picking the teams at 7:30. So in about 35 minutes, we can watch them pick the teams like they do at the Rucker, or like they do out here at Berry Farms in DC. Them playground games, pickup games. They picking the players. So man, I got to roll with my guy, man. I don't even know who on the team yet, but I roll with Team LeBron. I don't even know who he got yet. But what I want to know from y'all, and I'll go last, who y'all think going to be the first player picked. I think Giannis picks first. Maybe LeBron picks first. Who you think going to be the first player picked? I said last week it's going to be Joel Embiid, but I don't think Embiid is playing tonight.
Embiid ain't playing either? Giannis ain't playing either.
Uh-uh.
Oh no, this game gonna be whack. Steph Curry ain't playing. KD ain't playing. Oh yeah, go ahead. Keep going. I ain't mean to cut you off,
still
man.
a game full of stars.
Yeah, it
but
is.
And who you think gonna be the MVP? I mean, it's really hard to dissect the game because you don't know who on who team. But you do know who you think gonna get picked first. Who you think going for that MVP?
I think Jason Tatum will be picked first. I think he'll come off the board first, especially if Giannis got that first pick. I think if Braun had it, I kind of think he would go different. I think Braun would go with Luka, but I think Jason Tatum's gonna go first pick, and I think Jason Tatum's probably gonna win the All-Star Game MVP.
You got Tatum.
Yep.
So if Braun goes first, I do see Braun taking Embiid to get a big fella.
Embiid not playing, Big G.
So Embiid ain't playing, so he might take Joker.
Okay, he can take Joker.
I see he might take Joker, take a big fella first. But either way, I mean, the issue is Giannis is going to have shooters around him if he was going to try to win the MVP. And Braun's going to need a guy to outlet it to him so he can run the floor. But I do believe that it's going to be a surprising person that's going to win the MVP because I don't think the veterans is going to want to play a whole lot of minutes. And I think they're going to let them youngsters run up and down the floor for a while. I'm picking a dark horse MVP. Marketing for the Utah Jazz. I'm picking them to win the MVP.
Ooh.
I'm picking marketing, man, because them like I said, them old heads ain't gonna want to play. Them youngsters gonna want to play. Kid Gilchrist.
Now they're gonna play at the end though.
I keep saying Kid Gilchrist ain't in the league no more, man.
You know what I'm talking about for OKC, man. What's the boy name for OKC?
Yeah,
what's his name, man? For real,
I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Shea Gildress.
Gildress Alexander. SGA. He gonna run up and down the floor. Marketing gonna run up and down the floor. They're gonna let them youngsters run, man. So that's why I'm picking maybe marketing to win the MVP. He the hometown kid, Utah. We'll see, man.
Who you got, Tate?
I agree with both y'all as far as the first pick. I think it could be Tatum. I think it could be Joker. I'm gonna lean Tatum though. Now my MVP pick kind of carries over what kind of Big G is saying about, I like that BT, Luka MVP, but you know who's going to be going for it? You know who's going to be going for it, Big G?
Who?
You know who coming back home to Utah?
Who coming back home to Utah? Who playing tonight coming back home to Utah?
Oh,
Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell is going to go for it. So I got him putting up 30. I got him playing aggressive. I got Donovan Mitchell winning MVP tonight, man.
Young Wheels. He got young wheels.
Yeah, 26.
Yeah. I like it. So, man, let's get here, man. Let's talk about it. Parting shots. Let's get on it. Let's go ahead and get to it. What's your parting shot for this week, Big G?
Hey, man, my parting shot this week, man, is RRP to Plug 2, man, of the De La Soul, man. Tate was rocking that bad baby before we went in to the live broadcast, man. And, we was talking about it off camera, how much influence De La Soul had on the culture of hip-hop, man. So Plug 2, the Dove, he was underrated rapper, man. Let me stop you right there, G. Underrated rapper.
Let me stop you right there, man. Like, people know De La Soul without knowing De La Soul. And first, let me tell you, I absolutely agree, right? Why were they so underground but yet so popular? Tell me that. Why would you think they were so underground but yet so popular?
The culture changed. You got to remember when the hip hop originated on the East Coast and it spread, right? And that feel good rap, there was some grind. There was the LL Cool J's, there was the Eric B. and Rakims. There was some grinds, but that feel good era and movement of the Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, Leaders of the New School,
the Native Tongues,
that whole genre. For a moment, they took over hip hop, and they had a lot of influence on a lot of different hip hop cultures, including Outkast out of Atlanta. So that shift from those guys being the head of the culture, and when it went West Coast gangster rap, like they went underground. And if you wasn't like a true, hip hop guy from the East Coast, you might have not paid no attention to De La Soul, because what was selling records was gangster rap from the West Coast, and that down south rap era took off, between them and what was going on in Houston and across the way in Atlanta, and then what happened down in Miami. Well, that whole,
Louisiana, New Orleans took over for a minute. You had P, and you had Money. So that was kind of like that whole thing. But I think you're right. I think when you say that, you're absolutely right. But De La Soul was one of them. Quest kept becoming everybody's favorite group. Queen Latifah started acting, but she was still there. So everybody else in the native tongues, I think, kind of were gone. When you had, De La Soul, you had what's the Punks Up to Get Beat Down? Who were those guys?
East Coast?
Huh?
East Coast Punks Up to Get Beat Down.
No, Punks Up to Get
Was that what Leaders of the New School, was it?
No, that wasn't Leaders. The Leaders of the New School was Busta Rhymes. Them, they broke up early. Charlie Brown and Dino.
Lords of the Underground. Lord Tariq, Lords of the Underground.
Not Lords of the Underground. The Lords of the Underground was Skibbity Bum Hum. They were not DOS Effects, but they was the other one. You know what I'm talking about. I can't even. Lord Jamar and them. What's their group? What is their group, Tate?
Take no.
Lord Jamar and they were all part of the native tongues. They disappeared. They were gone.
Was that African Boombada?
No.
Brand Nubians.
There you go. Because whatchamacallit was part of Brand Nubians, Grand Poobah, and he left. So like I said, that whole movement just kind of dissipated. It was gone. But I'm a RP to plug one. I'm gonna tell you, I think De La Soul, 3 Feet High and Rising, Potholes Classic. In My Yard.
Classic.
Buddy. I mean, when you think about Buddy,
Me, Myself, and I.
Yeah, Me, Myself, and I. All these songs wouldn't exist without those guys, man. So it's sad that we lost another one. Wasn't that old either. You know what I'm saying? It's sad we lost another one.
Yeah, 54 years old, man.
B-Dirt said, have we ever had a white MVP and dunk champ in the same year? I don't know. Great question. No,
because Barry is the only white dunk champion we've ever had, and the MVP when Barry won it was not a Caucasian male. Yeah. No. So we've never had it before.
Leave G alone. G Wiley.
It's the truth. We ain't never had it's never happened before.
So when we talking part shots, again, like I love talking hip hop, and I mean when you think about the hip hop that we've been a part of, the 50 years, they're celebrating the 50 years of hip hop this year. So to see us lose one, especially a pioneer that was there in the very beginning is sad. Tate, what's your parting shot, man? Holla at me.
Well, man, I'm the man on the research back here. So answer B-Dirt's question. As Big G said it, politically correct. The Caucasian slam dunk champ, Brent Barry, was in 1996. Mm-hmm. So when I say 1996, that year, who the MVP was. Go ahead, Mod.
MJ.
There you go.
Yeah.
So there that is.
Yeah. So definitely. What's your parting shot, Tate?
My parting shot, man. Right when we thought football was over, it's not over. The XFL came back today. They had a good game on St. Louis versus San Antonio. Heinz Ward team, San Antonio Brahmas.
Yeah.
Brahmas, whatever. Yeah, it's a Bulls. Down in Texas.
Bull, yeah.
Y'all got all them Bulls down there.
Battle cry is the grito.
Okay.
Yeah, man. The battle cry.
So, I mean, and it was an exciting game. I didn't get to see the end of it because I had to come on here, but it was 12-3, 15-3 in the fourth quarter, and St. Louis came back from a 15-3, a 12-point deficit to win 18-15 in under 3 minutes. They got those different extra points where you can move it back and get more points and stuff. I mean, that kind of makes it fun. I don't want to see that in the NFL, but that makes it fun for this game. Kind of like kind of like when you watch the NBA, then you turn to and1 basketball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of what this is. So, big shout out to the XFL for bringing us something to look at on Saturdays and Sunday for the next few weeks until the draft season kicks all the way in. The USFL gets started again, I think, in April. So, we still got football to lean on a little bit, fellas.
Yeah, man, I'm going to tell you, honestly, I think they're using this as a G League kind of, and to try out new things for the NFL. And I'm not kind of mad. I'm not mad at it. I mean, it's okay. I mean, Jerry is lending the stadium out. The Texas Rangers are paying some money. I mean, everybody's getting involved. That's cool. My parting shot, man, I want everybody, first and foremost, B-Dirt said, great show, fellas. My parting shot is, man, everybody who's on TikTok, make sure you engage with us, man. I mean, we want to make sure that we are on every platform, and we're giving every platform the best in sports talk, culture talk, and we definitely want to go ahead and get into it. Tate, I want to ask you something on here that I haven't asked. Man, have you had an opportunity to watch Stallone, King of Tulsa?
Loved it.
I did. I was sleeping.
You were sleeping? I didn't tell you about that.
You told me, but I had opportunity to really get down and watch it, and I was like, man, this was kind of deep.
Yeah,
it was cheesy in some parts. It was cheesy in some parts, but it was actually a really good thing.
Because I think what you might say is cheesy could be viewed as a little cheesy, but it's a little bit of comedy in it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I'm waiting for season 2. I've been done with that for about a month or two now.
Hey man, I just got done with it the other night. I binge watched it in 2 days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, about 10 episodes?
Yeah, I binge watched it.
You ain't watching it, have you, Big G?
No.
You don't watch no good TV.
Yeah, well, no, he on that Wu-Tang. He on that Wu-Tang, and the Wu-Tang has been good. They dropped those first 3 episodes of the Wu-Tang, and that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Yeah, definitely. But man, we appreciate you guys for walking with us. Tiff, she said, great conversation, fellas. Thanks, and I appreciate you.
Thanks for watching, Tiff.
For watching. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube and Twitch so that when we go live, you'll definitely get those notifications. And check us out also on TikTok. We are available on Twitter, so you can watch the broadcast there. We thank you guys. For myself, for Big G, and for Tate, man. We're going to catch you guys later, man. Peace.